Hey everybody, Mark from Northeast Bass Fishing. How you doing? Well, Mike, this one's for you. One of my subscribers, Mike, he's been asking about a swim bait video for a long time. So I pulled out a bunch of swim baits. As you guys can see, I'm not in the basement like I usually am in the tackle shop. I'm out on my deck. It's like 80 degrees today in October. So I actually went fishing this morning, but when I've always found when I get these warm days, in the fall like this, the fishing is lousy, and today it was lousy. So I only fished for about 4 hours, and I came home, so I had some stuff out on the deck or in the boat, is in the driveway. I figured, let me just take some of these swim bait stuff out, and I'll just kind of show you some of the options. There's hundreds and hundreds, and these are only a few. But when I'm throwing a swim bait, this is kind of like what I'm throwing. So I don't really know where to start, but I'll figure it out. I think probably, for most of you guys, when you're throwing swim baits, the first thing you probably think of is a Kitech. And I'm the same way. If I'm going to throw a swim bait, and I'll go over the swim baits first, and I'll kind of talk about rigging and things. But I'm always looking at some type of a Kitech in some size, like the fat Kitech, the Swing Impact is probably the one I go to the most. And this just happens to be a 3/8 inch. I didn't take every single one out. Now, if I go through a particular swim bait brand here and just kind of go over them, because I'm with all these different ones here, this video is going to be probably pretty long. If there's one you see that you want me to go through every color and style and size that I've got, let me know and I'll go through it. Some I have more than others. Obviously, Kitechs I have a lot of, but this is probably my number one. When I think about it, the first one I'm going to go to, not that I don't throw other ones, but the first one I'm going to probably go to is a Kitech, either in that 3.3, that 3.8, or up into that 4.8 size. I seem to kind of have better production with either the 3.8 or the Swing Impact 4-inch. As you guys saw in my underspin video, I like to throw these on the underspins. But I'll show you some rigging that I do with those size ones too. But just, the 3.8 Kitech, you cannot go wrong with that. If you guys like a bigger bait, that 4.8 is good. That's actually what I've got tied on now. And here's the 3.3. And I think I've got some rigged here just to show you a quick. Now, I'll save the rigging for last. This just happens to be on that tush rig from Core Tackle. But however you like to do it, most of the time, before the tush became an option, I would always use these small screw-on heads. Which are a great option too. I like the fact though now with the tush is you don't have that big, bulky, jig head in the front there. Everything is inside, it's internal. This is just a Kitech, a little one. I think that's I don't know if that's a 3.3 or 2.8. That's just on the hover rig. So there's lots of ways. This is on the tush too. That's that bigger size, which is actually what I have on right now on my swim bait rod. I'm knocking stuff all over the place. But as you can see, that's that 4.8, that Kitech with that tush swim bait head. That's my Blues reel, Ardent swim bait rod. That's my swim bait setup right now for a bigger swim bait. But I would say probably the one I go to the most, go to first, is the Kitech. So as I show you these, and here's another of the Kitech Swing Impact 4-inch. And they got so many great colors. Now the Kitechs are soft. They do tend to tear up if you're getting a lot of bites, which okay. If you're getting bites, I don't think as fishermen we really care if our baits get torn up too much. If we're getting bit, so I'm gonna kind of put this stuff away and make room here as I do it. Because I have a bag here to put all this stuff in once I get done. Ooh. All right. Now, probably let me kind of stick with that style of swim bait first before I move on to the other ones. That kind of, boot style. Oh, actually, here's another Kitech before I put it on. Some of you guys may like the Easy Shiner, which is another option. That's a little bigger bait, but a little thinner. I've been trying these on the hover rig lately, and they actually look pretty cool. But for the Easy Shiner, just give you, sticking with the Kitech here for a sec. You guys have never thrown the Easy Shiner. It's a little thinner bait. It's not like the fat Swing Impact. But that's another nice option. So Kitech has probably the best options as far as soft swim baits go, if that's what you guys are looking to do. Get that back in there. And that's an electric shad one. So I think that's all the Kitechs. I might uncover another one as I go through here. I brought so much stuff up. Let's see. Probably the next one, or, well, you know what? Let me, like I said, I'll stick with that style of swim bait. Another style, or another brand of that little kicking style is the 6th Sense Divine Swim Bait, which is a nice swim bait. Now, these are not as soft as, and that's just the, that's the 3.2 size. That's the 3.8. I think that's the 4.4, yeah, it's the 4.4. So I'll just show you the 4.4 just because it's bigger. Now, these are not as soft as a Kitech, but 6th Sense has a lot of cool colors. It's more of a tighter wobble. You're not going to get that big leg kick with these. And they're a little more durable. But I don't do as well with them, maybe because they're not as soft. But it is a nice swim bait, and I do use these occasionally, just to kind of switch it up. And they do have some cool colors. So that's is always a good option if you're looking for that boot style, you know, swim bait. The 6th Sense Divine is a nice option. And as I said, you get lots of cool colors. Another swim bait they have, which I haven't really gotten into too much, is the Whale. And I threw it, when it first came out, I threw it a few times, it looked cool in the water. But, you know, like most of us, we've got so many different options. But if you're looking for a little meatier swim bait, that Whale is a cool one from 6th Sense. But I haven't really fallen in love with this one yet. It does look neat in the water, but you know, it's like anything else. You got to get out there and throw it and throw it and throw it and get some confidence in it. Let's see. If you're looking for, you know, something that's economical, the Swimmin' Super Fluke from Zoom. Lots of nice colors, very affordable, and you'll get that same, you know, tail kicking action as you throw it. You're not throwing this like your usual flukes where you're kind of throwing almost like a jerkbait, or like a jerkbait, like a soft plastic jerkbait. This is more of a swim bait. But Zoom has some nice ones. I have a few of those that I throw on every now and then. That's just that albino color. It's that white ice. And just the old really white pearl, which you can't really go wrong with. So that's another nice option for you. Let's see, what else we got here? Strike King has their own Kitech version, that soft boot tail swim bait. The Rage Swimmer, that's the 3.25 inch one, and I've done well with these. You know, I can't say there's one that I found that I've done better with than the Kitech. Now, granted, when they're eating these, I don't know, you get it the right time, the right place, when they're really chomping on those. There's a 275 in the, what color that is, it says it on there. Ghost Shad. But when they're really chomping on these, if one of these are open, I'll show it to you up close. Yeah, you guys get the idea. You know what they look like. When they're really chomping, I don't know if there's a big difference because so many companies have this mold now. You really got to just get the one you like. I think a lot of guys might just kind of go with the Kitech because it's soft, and that seems to do the best for me. Let's see, any other ones like that? Here's one you may not have tried, and I bought these a couple years ago, and they really are. If you're looking for something really finessey, that 2.75 Grubster from Lunker City really has a nice action in the water. Really has a nice action. And I know this is more, you would consider this more of a grub, but this on like a Ned head really has a nice action, and when the fish are really, you know, when that water's cold, and you don't want a big profile bait, the Gripster is a nice option. And you can even stick that on a drop shot if you like. I mean, I don't usually use paddle tails on drop shots, but they have their time. But the Gripster, the 275 Gripster from Lunker City, that Gold Flash is a nice one. The Gobi color is nice. They have lots of cool colors, and a lot of times black is the best. And there it is right there. So if you haven't tried that, and you're looking for something a little more even finessey than your Kitechs and stuff, the Gripster really does work well. I'm a big fan of the Gripster. Let's see. The old Ripple Shad from Power Bait is a nice, and these are all that gold black back color. A little harder plastic, not quite as soft as like your Kitech, but it does look good in the water. And I think it was, I don't know if it was Ott Defoe or one of the guys in that Pro Team Journal show did a segment on this bait, just on a ball head, and when the water's really cold and just crawling along the bottom. And it doesn't give off so much of a kick. It's a nice tight action, so when that water's cold, this Ripple Shad does have its time. Looks like that tail's a little messed up there. The tail's a little bent. But if your tails ever get a little messed up like that, if you just get the water boiling on the stove and just dip them in there, it'll straighten it out. A lot of times just getting them out of the pack and throwing them around, they straighten out. That Ripple Shad is a nice one too. And that's the 4-inch size, the 3-inch size, and then they have the in-between 3.5. So if you guys like power bait, which who doesn't, the Ripple Shad has a nice tight action for that colder water in the spring or the fall. And let's see. The old Skinny Dipper from Reaction Innovations is a nice bait. Got cool colors. I always liked Reaction Innovations stuff. Actually, I've even flipped this bait and done well with it. So if you're looking for more of that, a little bigger bodied swim bait that has some multiple, not just as a swim bait, like I said, I've flipped these and caught fish. So if you haven't checked out the Skinny Dipper, that's a cool one too from Reaction Innovations, and they have lots of neat colors. That's just the Houdini color, and I believe that's Sexy Shad. Pack's a little beat up. Open it, I'll show it to you. Oh, come on. Well, I don't know. The pack is so... Oh, I think I got it. The pack did not want to open. There's that Sexy Shad color, which is one of my favorites. I just like that color. So, that's the Skinny Dipper from Reaction Innovations. If that's one that you guys haven't tried, might be a good option for you. I don't know if Culprit still makes this IncrediSwim. But I remember when they first came out, it was kind of cool. They put they gave you a couple of different hook options, regular lead head or the screw in, the belly weighted one. And I'll tell you, when these came out and I threw them, I did very well with these when I was still in Jersey, throwing them on the reservoirs. I always thought this was a good swim bait. I don't know if Culprit still makes it, but it's nice. They give you, 2 different hook options in the pack. I always tended to go with the screw-on, with the belly weight. I preferred it that way. But, these swam nice in the water. I remember the first time I got them, I took them out, I think it was, back in Jersey on Oak Ridge, and did very well with them. I think it was actually this color, this green pumpkin black flake and the white belly one. This one was, I think, the one that I did the best in. But that IncrediSwim is a nice swim bait. If they're still making it, I don't know. If you can find them online. If you guys have them, you probably like them. But I always did well with these. It's a nice, simple, not overly expensive. You get a 5-pack, you get your hooks and weights. So if you haven't tried that one, if they still make them, I'm not 100% sure. Let's see. So many swim baits. The Easy Swimmer from Gambler has a nice action. If you guys haven't tried these, it just looks good in the water. It's almost like that Skinny Dipper body. Whew, it's a Gambler when it smells like garlic. But it's a nice swim bait, and you can flip these too. Just a little bigger size. I don't know if it's a 4-inch. 4.5 inch. I'm not sure what the size is. I think it's a 4.5. Could be a 5. But I'm not really sure. It doesn't say it on the pack. I'd have to check on the website, but that bright copper color is cool too. So that's a neat one. If you haven't tried the Easy Swimmer from Gambler, check it out. It's nice. Got the dogs out here. Come on, Cook. Come on. If you hear barks, the dogs are out here right next to me. If I put them inside, they would bark at me the whole time. And just back to Strike King for a minute. They have their, their swimming caffeine shad, 5 inch, nice colors, that great caffeine shad smell. If you're looking for that little bigger swim bait, smell great. And like I said, great colors. And you can flip these too. They're a good flipping bait. Don't sleep on the swim bait like that for flipping. So that's that. That's swimming caffeine shad from Strike King. There's lots of colors. I just throw 2 up here to show you. Another smaller type Finesse swim bait, which has a really nice action in the water, is this anchovy shad from Demiki. You guys have never seen these before. They're pretty cool. I've thrown these a few times. I've done well with them. They make some neat colors. It's just a white pearl there. Pearl white. What that one was, I forget. Pro blue. White with silver flake. I'll show you one of them up close if you guys have never seen. And as I said, if you see one particular brand you would like me to focus on in another video, just let me know. Because there's so many, so many swim bait options out there. It just depends on how finesse you want to be. Do you guys like the big ones? I tend to do better, as I've said many times, the guy who likes to throw, is a, pretty much a jig guy. When I do better with smaller swim baits. I just do. I don't know why. Maybe I just put more time into them and I don't really focus on the big ones as much. I know when you're looking for that monster bass, you might want to throw those big ones, but I've always done better with these smaller ones. For getting bites. Especially in the springtime, at least for me. It seems like there's a time in the summer where that bite kind of fades out for me, but then I'm on to other things. I think Power Team still makes their swing and hammer. I don't knock the camera over. It's a nice swim bait. You put that little scent on there. Don't open that in the house. Your wife will kill you. Or your girlfriend, whatever, because that will stink up the whole house. But that's a kitchen sink color, which I love. These are really nice swim baits. If you guys have never seen the Power Team Lures version of their, it's another one that you can flip because it's got some bulk to it. Looks great in the water. They've got great colors. Woo. Nice smell. And as I said, do not open that hog tonic in the house. But check them out. Power Team Lures. If you guys haven't seen the 4.8 inch, I think it's 4.5, 4.8. My bad. That money color. Back looks. That's a nice swim bait. Very nice swim bait. Check it out. Let's see. All right. Let me show you the different Megabass ones that I have. Now, I don't necessarily throw these ones like the Spark Shad, the 3-inch, I'll throw on a very small, like a Ned head or a small jig head. When the time is right, when the water is cold, these can be very good early in the spring, late in the fall. The Spark Shad can be the way to go. It just looks very natural. Kitech actually makes a nice jig head. I don't know if I have them out here, but a nice ball-headed tungsten jig head that looks good, that works well on these. So the Spark Shad in the 3-inch size, for that cold water, really is a good way to go. Now, you can also, if you want to get a little more action, a little bigger bait, that 4-inch size is a nice option. Too. Throw it on the jig head of your choice. I'm going to try the 4-inch size. I don't know, the 3-inch with the tush, I don't know. It might be too small, but the 4-inch, I definitely think that smaller tush will work on there because it's got enough bulk to it. This I'll probably just stick with some type of a ball head jig for that 3-inch Spark Shad. But a very popular bait. Lots of guys love the Spark Shad. It catches fish, It's a great bait. The Spark Shad. And I've got, some of the 3-inch, some of the 4-inch. let's see what this. Oh, their other Finesse swim bait is the Hasdong shad, or Hasdong shad, Hasdong shad. I always say it wrong. But this is a nice Finesse. More for me, this little guy. I would not put a jig head on this. It's just too tiny. Just tear it up. This is more of a drop shot bait for me. The 3-inch. If you guys have a jig head you found that you can get away with, I mean, maybe a Ned. I haven't really tried it with a Ned. I've done it more, used more for as a drop shot with the 3-inch size. But the Hasdong shad is a nice bait. And this, I think this is both that green pumpkin chartreuse, which is the color I like. There's the 3-inch version. Now the 4-inch version, I would definitely use the hover rig on. Maybe the smaller, now that they have the small a hover rig out. This has got a little more bulk to it. But this is a really nice, this thing looks great in the water. Nice action, catches lots of fish. You know, like most Megabass stuff, it's quality stuff. So if you haven't tried it, which if you're watching this video, you've probably tried a lot of these already. If you haven't tried the Hasdong shad, check it out. What did I say? 4.2 inch. So check it out. Check it out. How far we go so far? All right, 21 minutes. Let's see. Yeah, I'll just finish up with. I guess I'll just kind of go around with what I've got out, and then I'll show you some of the stuff I've got in some boxes here before I show some rigging stuff here. I've got some of these, but I haven't really used them yet. The Mag Draft Freestyle. I'm probably going to throw this on the tush, because I think that'll set up nice with that 3/8 ounce tush. Or you can just throw your Megabass that's already got, you know, your hooks in it, or your Mag Draft. Sorry. For you guys who love the Mag Draft, you guys know how effective it can be. I have found it very effective of getting fish to follow it. Catching a lot of fish on it, for me, has not happened yet, but I can get them to follow it. But I got to be honest with you, these big ones I don't throw as much. I think they look great in the water, but, you know, I'm the victim of my own brain of throwing them for not long enough and not sticking with it and moving on to stuff that I have more faith in. When if I did it all day, I'd probably catch some monster bass, but... Well, let's see what we got. A swim bait that I really like a lot is a Scottsboro tackle, and they have a 4-inch size, 4-inch, and a 5-inch, and it's a really nice. You know, when these first kind of became popular, and I got some and threw them, I thought they looked great in the water. Caught some fish on them, and there's a lot of different ways you can throw them. An underspin, if you want to throw it with that tush head, if you're going to throw it with just a ball head. It's, you know, it's a solid plastic, so you know you're not going to tear it up. Some of those other ones that might tear up easier when you're trying to. But now that I've got that tush head, I'm definitely going to try this 4 inches when fall gets here, when I, you know, slow roll these a little more. But the Scottsboro tackle makes really nice swim baits. If you're a swim bait guy, I'm sure you probably are well aware of, you know, Scottsboro and probably used some of them already. And I have more downstairs. I just thought I'd show you a few just a few options from Scottsboro. I'll make sure I put it back in there so I don't bend the tails up. I usually keep like swim baits like this. Oh, I think I put those in backwards. Swim baits like this I'll tend to leave in the clamshell because I don't want the tails getting messed up. Which I'm doing right now by not putting them back in right. I think I got these in right. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's how they were. Yep. But that's the natural 4-inch natural light from Scottsboro. 4-inch bait. This is the payback color, which is really cool. And if you're looking for that bigger bait, the 5-inch, this is Mullen's Madness color. And it's really a nice, they're nice. For you guys, I'm sure that are, you know, swim bait guys, you probably have used these and like them, and I do like these. I do like this, and now that I've got that tush rig, I would definitely want to throw these more this fall. The Scottsboro, so they're a good bait, good swim bait. All of these are good. You just got to pick the one you like. Another on that line of that, you know, heavier plastic, that MC swim bait is a nice one. MC swim bait, this is a 6-inch. That's a barred bluegill. And these really look nice in the water. This one I took it out of the pack and had it rigged up, and I took it out. But these are really nice. They have a nice kicking action. I mean, that boot tail really moves on these. But it's a nice swim bait. A little bigger than what, you know, we started with. These are, I think, did I say 6 inch? Yeah. So now you're in your 6 inch range here. So you can see it's bigger plastic. This one, it's got the holes in it because I had that beast hook through it. But I might try the tush head. His head's all beat up from throwing these last year. But I might try that tush on these too. A lot of these now that the tush has become an option, the Cortaco tush is a swim bait head. I will probably, you know, get back into some of these that I haven't maybe thrown in a couple years or a year or this year yet. True Bass makes some nice swim baits. This is their hollow body 4.5 inch. Got these when they first came out. Caught some nice fish on them. You're going to hear the dogs bark every now and then because if they hear even a sound, they're going to start barking. What they heard, I don't know. But the True Bass has some nice little, I like that little chartreuse on there. But they have nice swim baits. These have great action in the water. I really like them. Done well with these. Just so many swim baits, so little time. But if you haven't checked out True Bass, they're pretty good. I like them. This is the 4.5 inch size that I just happened to bring up. I think I have other sizes downstairs. They're nice. And I actually have some rigged up, but I don't know. I don't know if it's in the boat or where I had it. I don't know if Yamamoto makes the hardtail swim bait anymore. But when these first came out and I was throwing them, I did great with these. Another one that I took to the reservoirs and really caught them well with. Of course, we're going to destroy the pack, open it up. I don't know. Every now and then I'll see them, but it might just be, maybe they're just, you know, selling out what they got. But this thing has great action. You can flip them. I did very well with this hardtail when it first came out. It's a really nice swim bait. I don't know if Yamamoto has gone to a different swim bait. I don't know. Instead of the hardtail, or they have something that's similar but with a different name. But whenever I see them still around, I don't know if they're necessarily being produced new, but whenever I see them around somewhere, I always grab them, you know, $9.99. Vermont Field Sports, I bought this, which I think is closing, which is unfortunate, in Middlebury. Nice outdoor store, but I think they're closing their doors. But it's a nice swim bait. I always did well with these whenever I throw them. Let's see. You guys have ever seen the Babe swim bait? These things look awesome in the water. Take this one I have. This is the one I was throwing the last time I was throwing these. And I don't know what I did with that. So I like that hanging, keep it hanging in so the tail stays straight. So its tail is still in pretty good shape. But that's a big, heavy, you know, you can chuck it a mile. And with that, you know, big hook there, get a good hookup. But these things, you can chuck a mile. They have great, that's tore on me. Look at that. I didn't even notice that. I have to glue that. But these are nice. The Babe is a nice swim bait. I don't know how available they are. I remember when I got them, whoever made them kind of just made another batch and was selling them online, and I grabbed some. I think I saw a YouTube video about them. Maybe the Bait Man did one or something, and I said, you know, I'm gonna get them. And they really look great. They look awesome in the water. I don't know why that one's falling apart there. It's like splitting at the one spot, but probably just needs a little glue. We'll mend it, we'll fix that. But the Babe is a cool one. And I'm not sure if I remember. Hand poured by Fishing for 5. So I'll let you see that. You guys could Google search that if you're interested. I don't know if they're still made. They might be. They might be more available now than they were actually when I got them the first time. Let's see. I'm a big fan of Beast Coast, especially their jigs, because I love to fish jigs, but they do have some awesome swim baits too. And the Miyagi Swimmer, sorry about that. There was a sound down the road, of course, my dog has that. The Miyagi Swimmer is a nice one. Has a great action in the water. I have to try this on the tush head now that I got that. I don't think they still make the 365 Chaos. Gabby. But this was a nice little swim bait along the lines of that Spark Shad. But that's a nice little, I don't think they make those anymore. I know they have their new one out that I just ordered. So I'll show you that when I get it. And if you like the bigger ones, the old 6.5 inch creeper is really cool. So the creep is weedless. This is a really, I mean, I love that perch color. I have a bunch of these downstairs, but that one's got that beast hook on it. These look so great in the water. I just think I should catch a fish on every cast. I don't, but they look so great in the water. But it's if you like a bigger swim bait, these are just beautiful paint jobs. They look awesome. I'm going to try this with the tush too, but they're great. I just wish the fish would eat them and not follow them. But they look so good. Like I said, you should think you should get catch a fish on every cast. And let's see, the last ones here are the bigger ones that I've got, which, in all honesty, I don't throw as much. I mean, when they first came out and it was the craze, I would take them out and throw them and put them down and pick up my jig. But I do have some from Savage Gear. A lot of these I bought when there was a site that I cannot remember what it was called, but I remember when they were selling these and they were all doing all these sales all the time. So I was like, oh wow, those are pretty cool. I grabbed some of these on sale. But this is the Savage Gear Baby Bass 3D Trout. And this is, okay, I'm sorry, Baby Bass color. If you like a big swim bait, which I'm sure some of you guys do, the Savage Gear 3D Trout is pretty awesome. And they're not real super expensive. So if you're looking to try a big, big swim bait, something that might not cost you so much. Now, I don't know what Savage Gear, if they're still making the 3D Trout, if they're expensive now. I mean, when I got this, the price on it says $12.99, which for a big swim bait is really not bad. And I know they were all on sale, so I'm sure it was less than that. I remember that's why I got them, because they were doing this big sale on the one website when I got those other ones too. And this is the 3D Trout. Now, that first one is an 8-inch. So that's an 8-inch bait. This this one was only $10. This is the 3D Trout, but it's only, I don't see the size on there. This might only be, I don't know if it says it on there, but as you can see, that's obviously a lot smaller. I'm going to say that that's a 6-inch, but I don't see it written on there. It might be on there right in front of me, and I just don't see it. But it's a big bait. You guys you got trout in your lake, you want to throw this around for fun and see if the bass come up and hammer it, give it a shot. I don't throw these as much as I did when I first got them, to be honest with you. But every now and then, I'll throw them in the boat and go try to have some fun. But it's like anything else. I really should just bring them with me one day and nothing else, because then I'd be forced to throw it. But much like these, I don't do it. And we have to have a few Huddlestons here. These are not the super big ones. I think these are only 6-inch. That's a 6-inch Hud in the yellow perch. Let's see. Yeah, yellow perch 6-inch. So you guys are Huddleston guys. I think these are all 6-inchers. I think I got these on sale from somewhere. This is a trout. 6-inch trout. And you can go a lot bigger, obviously, than this. I don't have to tell you guys that are more swim bait. And this is the juvenile rate of fall 12. So I forget what these are, if they're like, they fall real fast, or this one, I think, based on how heavy it is, probably falls a lot faster than those other two. So, I mean, for the big swim bait guys, these are small. You guys who like the big suckers, these are actually, they're the small Huddlestons, but I don't have a lot of them. I think I remember getting these when they were on sale somewhere. But for you guys who like Huddlestons, there's a few for you to check out. A new one that I've talked about on other videos is that Zell Dangerous swim bait from Bass Mafia. apologize for the big mouth dog. This is that Texas gizzard one. I know I've shown you that on another video. So they're really cool looking. They're almost too nice to fish. I don't want to ruin them. I don't want to ruin them rigging them up or putting a hook in them. But they're nice. I just haven't thrown that one yet. This one I have rigged up and ready to go. I just haven't put it on. That's that other one that, what do they call that one? Blueback herring. And that dangerous Bass Mafia swim bait. And that's with that tush head in there. And it fits perfectly. So I'm really looking forward to throwing these as it gets cooler here in the fall, even though today and tomorrow it's like 80 degrees, which I think it messed up the fishing today. There's that Zao Dangerous, which was really neat. Let's see what I got here in my boxes. Now, this one is just Kitech's 2/8. I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but if you want that Finesse swim bait, these ones are, and if you take them out of the clamshell and put them in a box like this, they'll be fine. If you just leave it flat in your boat or flat wherever you're storing it. But if you really want a Finesse, swim bait, maybe put this on the back of a football head jig. This black one works good. And there's other colors too that I really like. I'm a big fan of this one. This Pro Staff Special color is one that I like a lot. The back of a football head here in the fall. These are all really great colors. So that 2/8 really gets into the boat. That's weird. Anybody ever have that happen before? Oh, okay. I thought they were stuck. I don't know what color that is again. That is the Smallmouth Magic color, which is a good one. This time of year, or early in the year, is when this 2.8 really, I think, shines. So that's just a box of the Kitech 2/8. So see if I can show it to you without spilling it. Some different colors there. These are all, there's one 3.3. There's a couple 3.3s in there, but most of them are 2/8. Put this here. So this is going to be kind of a hodgepodge. Now, probably the first of the bigger size swim bait that I bought and threw and got really frustrated with because, as I said, I get a lot of those follows, and is the Little Creeper. And to me, these just look awesome in the water. I really, oh, this one's got the things falling off, but these just look great in the water. The tail has a great action. They're very soft. As I've said a lot of times with these bigger swim baits, I get a lot of follows. I'm gonna have to try these with that tush head now too. But these are probably the first of the bigger size swim baits, and I've got other ones that are, I think, even bigger than these down in the basement, but I just have a couple of these rigged up, the last ones I threw, and some of the small ones. Just got a little, it's actually not a great rigging right there, but I'd probably take that out anyway. But it's a great swim bait. It's a great swim bait, the Little Creeper. Lots of cool colors, very realistic. I mean, they're just, that's one that's not been rigged. And rig that however you like. I'm going to put that tush head on there and throw these around. Because, this is the time of the year when I will throw more of these bigger ones in the boat. And I'm really slow rolling them on points and things around rocks. But that's the Little Creeper. That's a nice swim bait. Check that one out if you haven't. Oops, so much stuff here. Now, I haven't really been talking about any hard baits or hard swim baits, but I'll just show you this box. This has got my glide baits in it. I don't have a ton of them. You see there is what I got, some different kinds, some 6 Sense ones. These, I think glide baits just look awesome in the water. But much like the other ones, I just have my patience with waiting and seeing follow after follow. It does get me a little bit antsy. So I don't throw them a lot. As I said, this time of year, messing around, I'll go out, throw them around. I know you just got to stick with it. Really, if I was smart, I would just take those big ones out, and that's it, and just go out and throw them all day. But I don't do it. Now, some of the hooks I use. Now, I've shown you guys the core tackle tush. You've seen it rigged up here in some of the swim baits. That's the one I've been using a lot lately when I've been throwing a swim bait. But there is so many different types that you can throw. Some of these I think are Picassos. I don't even remember all of them. A lot of times these reel shot screw-in type ones are the ones I use on the small swim baits. And even this fall, I know I'll have one tied on. You know, with that little screw-on head, little 3/16. I don't even know what that one is. Might even be less. Yeah, 2/0 3/16 with a Kitech. Slow rolling it around the rocks. It's killer. It's killer. So this, I will tend to use this, and now I'm going to add that hover rig and other one to it. I haven't used these other bigger ones, like Berkeley has their half heads, which are nice. These are ones that I think I bought. I bought these at Wacky Worm at PA. But there's so many different types of swim bait heads. Whichever one you like. These might be from Dirty Jigs. I don't recall. A lot of them aren't in the pack anymore. The original packaging. These big ones here. You know, but now that I can use that internal head, you know, that internal head from Core Tackle, I don't really have to rely on the jig heads that we're, you know, used to using. You know, and then the swim bait has to have that big chunk of lid on the front of it. These ones from VMC, they're nice. I mean, they're great. They all look awesome. The gulp heads, or bigger heads here. That Revenge baits, they're very popular. I'm assuming they still make those. True Bass, these are the heads that you can get to go with the swim baits. I showed you the True Bass. They have their own heads. These are more Dirty Jig ones. This is that guppy head, I think, if I remember right. Swim bait head from Dirty Jigs. There's just whatever head you like. I can't say one is, I have one more confidence in one more than the other. I just know that I kind of use those little screw-on heads, the real tackle ones. Or, you know, everybody, there's lots of those different kinds. Oh, here's those guppy heads. It says those Matt Steffen guppy heads, which are nice. Even though I don't think he's with Dirty Jigs anymore. The Divine jig heads from Sixth Sense are very nice. With that screw head there, they're nice too. That's what all those are. So any head that you like for rigging your swim bait, it's really whatever you you know, have faith in. Let me see. I showed you the tush. I thought there was one other thing here I need to show you guys before we call. Oh, now I know this kind of, you know, I kind of talked about this in the other video, but a lot of times what I'll do here in the fall or throughout the year is throw my swim bait on an underspin. That is another great option. Get a little flash with that swim bait. And, you know, check out my video on underspins too if you want more on that, but underspins are a great option. And the only other thing I forgot to show you guys was now, we call these swim baits, the sleeper gill and the dark sleeper, but everybody I talk to, and me included, kind of throws it like a jig. Throws it like a jig. Now, technically, it's a swim bait, yes, but it's really like you throw it like a jig, and you're always swimming that jig back to the boat. So if you're looking for a different option that you may not, you know, think of as a jig swim bait combo, the dark sleeper is a very cool option, especially this time of year. Show the fish something different. I've seen 10,000 jigs. Flip that in there. I think it's a dying bait fish. I haven't really used the sleeper gill that much yet since I got them. I only have 3 of them. They do look cool though. Now, this one, is this one more like a swim bait? Don't know. I don't have a lot of experience with the sleeper gill, to be honest with you. Are guys throwing this more like a jig or like a swim bait? You guys that have used it more, let me know how you throw it. Do you throw it more as a swim bait? But you could throw either one of them as a swim bait. It's not like you couldn't flip this if you wanted to. You know, it's got that weighted head right there. But they're cool. They're very cool. So if you're looking for another option, you know, check out that Dark Sleeper. Lots of neat colors. And throw in your flipping stick too. You don't have to just throw in your swim bait rod. But I think that, amazingly, might be everything that I took out. Now I still have a ton of swim baits. Most of them are these brands. I just have other colors and things. And as I said, if there's one brand in particular, you said, hey, Mark, show me more of those, or show me how you rig them, or you know, I know I've shown you guys a bunch of the rigging with the underspins and with the cord tackle tush and the hover rig and stuff. If you have any other, you know, questions about any of this, just let me know. Just let me know. Like if you want to see more of just Kitechs or Strike Kings, whatever, let me know. But you know, if you want to just see more of these, I only got 2 of them, so you guys have seen them all of the dangerous swim bait. But that's a pretty, it's almost a 50-minute video, so it's pretty long. I'm sure I forgot a ton of things. Really, whatever you guys have faith in throwing, that's the best way to go, as I always say. I tend to use the Kitechs the most of the time, but all those other ones I've thrown at different times. I've caught fish on different times. I like them. There's none of these that I think have no place in your tackle box, especially if you love throwing swim baits. I tend to throw the smaller ones. I know there's a lot of guys that just are swim bait fanatics that love throwing these big baits around, and this is not even a big one. You know, those guys love throwing ones that are probably 10 inches or more than this. I tend to do, do better with these, and this isn't even the small Kitech. I tend to do better with these smaller ones, but I tend to throw them more too. So it's like anything else. Really, if you want to get good at those big swim baits, you got to just bring them out and just bring that and nothing else, which I tell people to do, but I don't do it myself. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Mike, this one's for you and all you other swim bait fans out there. If I forgot anything, if you have any recommendations of a swim bait to try that I didn't show you, I know there's a ton more out there. Everybody's making a swim bait nowadays. But they're all great. You know, just throw what you like. This time of year, especially spring and fall, I'm throwing these smaller Kitechs. I seem to do better on them, even better than on this size. And I'll throw these like on the back of football head jigs and things. And that just seems like a good fall pattern, at least up here in the Northeast. So any questions, like I said, let me know. Any particular bait you would prefer I do more on, let me know. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Appreciate the support. Thanks for watching and all that good stuff. Please like and share. Subscribe to the channel if you hadn't. And I'll see you guys soon on YouTube. Mark out.